The air in the cafe was thick with silence as I sat across from John Carter, my husband of 6 years, the man whose gaze could both comfort me and unsettle me all at once. His piercing blue eyes held mine, calm, unreadable. My hands trembled around the ceramic mug, the coffee inside untouched and cold. I took a breath that made my chest ache. "John, I have to tell you something. And I need you to let me finish before you say anything, okay?" He nodded slowly, leaning back in his chair. His arms crossed, and that subtle smile touched his lips, the one that had always made me feel so many things. But right now, I hated it. It scared me. "I cheated on you," I said fast and firm. The words landed between us like thunder. I waited for a reaction, anger, shouting, anything. But John simply sat there, calm as ever. Then, after a pause, his smile deepened just slightly. "I know." My breath caught. "What?" "I've known for a while, Hailey," he said, his tone so even it made my skin prickle. "You started hiding your phone. You pulled away from me. You changed your perfume." I couldn't speak. I had thought I was being careful. I thought he didn't know. "Why didn't you confront me?" "Because I was waiting for you to come clean," he said. "And now you have." My heart raced. "Aren't you angry?" "I was," he said softly. "But anger fades." And I had to ask myself, were you happy? His words stung more than any shouting would have. I had no answer that wouldn't cut us both. I had loved John deeply. Maybe I still did. But I'd lost myself in the routine, in the distance between us. And then there was Adam. John stood up. "Come on." "What?" I blinked. "We're going home." I hesitated. "Why?" "Because this conversation isn't over." Back at our apartment, the silence was louder. The tension between us was electric. He closed the door and turned to face me. "You loved him?" he asked. "No," I whispered. "It was a mistake. A mistake that happened more than once," he replied. He stepped closer, eyes locked on mine. "Do you still want me?" The question caught me off guard. My throat tightened. "I want something real. I want to feel alive again." His hand brushed a strand of hair from my face. "I can give you that. I always could. But you needed to feel seen again, didn't you?" I nodded, tears stinging my eyes. "Yes." "Then let me remind you," he said gently. When he kissed me, it felt like waking up. It was intense and deep, not rushed, but filled with unspoken words. His hands found mine, and in every movement, every embrace, I felt something rekindled, an honesty that went beyond words. We didn't talk for a long time. We just stayed close, letting the silence between us be something healing instead of painful. That night, we shared something real. Not perfect, not new, but honest. The next morning, I sat at the kitchen table wearing one of John's shirts, watching him make coffee like everything had changed, and nothing had. "Why did you?" I started. "Because I wanted to remind you who we are," he said. "You hurt me, Hailey. But maybe we both stopped trying. And I'm willing to start again if you are." I whispered. Just then his phone buzzed. A name lit up the screen, Lexi. "Who's Lexi?" I asked. John's face didn't change. "A friend." My heart sank. "A friend." He set the phone down. "You're not the only one who felt alone." I stared at him, my stomach tight. "Did you?" He didn't answer. But he didn't have to. "That smile you gave me when I confessed," I said slowly, "wasn't just forgiveness, was it?" "It was understanding," he replied. "Maybe I made my own mistakes while I waited." Jealousy mixed with shame inside me. "Did you sleep with her?" "Do you want the truth?" he asked. "Yes." "Yes," he said. It hurt more than I expected. But it also made everything clearer. We had both been drifting, both hurting. The difference was, now we had a choice. Keep drifting apart, or fight for what was left. "I don't know what to say," I whispered. "You don't have to say anything," John said. "Just decide. Do we let it go, or rebuild it?" That night, I watched him quietly. Then I walked to him, took his hand, and said, "I want to fight. Not with words. With actions. I want to remember who we were." And so we started again. Not with grand gestures or promises, but with effort, with truth, with closeness that wasn't always easy but was always honest. Weeks passed. We talked more. We touched more. We forgave, slowly, painfully, but genuinely. Sometimes we cried. Sometimes we laughed like we used to. Sometimes we sat in silence, holding on to each other just to make sure we didn't fall apart again. One day I ran into Lexi. She came to John's office while I was there. She was beautiful, confident. She looked me over like she knew my whole story. But John stepped between us, his voice clear. "Lexi, this is my wife." Later that night I asked, "Do you still talk to her?" "No," he said. "I ended it after you told me the truth." That night, when we held each other, it wasn't about passion or proof. It was about healing. We were trying, not just to forgive, but to become something stronger than before. I cheated. He smiled. And then he told me he still wanted me. But not blindly. He made me work for it. He made me choose. And I did. Because real love isn't about being flawless. It's about facing your mistakes and choosing to stay together.